I've been getting a lot of questions about the new RooPad Extreme. You remember that the RooPad Extreme is a kangaroo leather pad with a European leather underneath that's treated to be air and water tight, a synthetic felt that we skived to the proper thickness that's very stable, a mesh material, various mesh materials to change the thickness of the pad without changing the overall properties, and a cardboard back. And when it's all done, they look like a really premium pad, and you'd never know what was inside. So a lot of people have been asking me about installing the pad. So I'm going to take you to Sarah in the pro shop. Sarah's the one who does the padding here. She probably works on, I don't know, she works on a lot of professional horns. Every day that's what she does, is pads, professional horns. She does Mark 6s, Series 3s, Selmers. Let's see. Here she's got a Con with a crazy key guard. What else is she working on in here? A busher. Hey, Sarah. And she's got a lot of saxophones here. Sarah, can I turn this light on?
Of course.
I told you I was going to come in and ask you some questions. All right. So, I'm going to ask you some questions quick about the new RooPad Extreme. Okay. What, in your experience, what's the difference between installing a RooPad Extreme and a regular pad?
It's fairly similar, but one thing is I have to add a lot more heat because the extremes want to stay as flat as possible. I have to make sure that I'm not just pressing on the felt and that the whole pad actually moves as a whole.
Okay, so like you can't just pull down one side of a RooPad Extreme, is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's really difficult for it to do that. The extremes don't really want to compensate for bad work in the past. Like,
I don't know how you'd know that, but okay. Okay, cool. So the tonals have to be level and everything has to be level.
Yeah.
And the pad basically wants to move as one flat disc.
Yes.
Okay. But it's not a very hard pad. It doesn't feel hard.
No, it doesn't feel any harder than the normal pads at all.
Okay. Okay.
There have been some of the first extremes were a little hard, but now the ones that we're installing now are great.
Yep. Yep. That was the first ones we were working on before you even got here,
Yes.
right? Yeah, yeah. So we've been at this for a while. And you've been putting these in for how long?
6 months now.
6 months, I think, every horn in the pro shop.
Yep, every
Okay.
single one.
So there's probably no one on the planet that has more experience with this pad than you. There might be not a person on the planet who's done so many pro horns. Anyway, which pad do you think takes more time, the RooPad Extreme or a regular RooPad, a premium RooPad?
I think you have to put a little more time in the extreme at the beginning, but it saves you a lot of time at the end. I spend a little more time initially putting it in and making sure it's great, but then I don't have to go back as many times and check it because it is fairly stable, and I just have to check for small leaks at the end.
Okay, so the RooPad Extreme takes a little longer in the beginning to get it level, and then once it's level, it stays there, and you don't have to kind of futz with it so much. Is that what I'm getting?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks. And what you have a horn going through? What?
I do.
What-
Slowly.
What pads are you going to put in your horn?
I've got Jeff to make me some chocolate RooPad Extremes.
Cool. And what resonators are you going to put in it?
I'm deciding. I'm thinking the airtight maestros.
Okay.
So.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Sarah.